Welcome to the Little Big Bro podcast. My name is Leo, the little bro.
And I'm Hector, the big bro.
And yeah, it has been a while since we've done an episode of the podcast. A lot of life changes have happened, I think.
Yeah, a lot. It has been a while, maybe a little bit too long, but
Yeah, right.
we're happy to be back, and we got a lot more topics to share with everybody or to discuss and talk, and we even got a new channel gonna be starting up that we'll talk about at the end. So stick with us.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think Hector got a new dog, and I guess I had something new too. I guess I have a kid now. It's a little bit of a responsibility.
So just a little bit,
Right. But yeah, I guess I can throw into the first little topic of the episode is me becoming a new father and how that feels exciting but still like nervous and crazy all at the same time. No, I think taking it day by day, that's like the best way to handle it, I think.
So is there anything that, I mean, because obviously you had an idea of it,
Mhm.
but is there anything that completely like sidetracked you of like what that you expected or that didn't expect or expected differently?
I think I don't know. I guess since it's a baby, right? The amount of times it always has to eat, right? They have to eat like 2 hours every 2 hours, and like after I think a month or so, then they get to like sleep a little bit more at night. So like maybe they go 4 hours without eating, and then they wake up. And they're like, okay, cool.
So how did it feel wiping a little baby's butt?
I don't know. To be honest, it wasn't that bad. It's not bad. Like, I think that's the thing about having a dog, and like, you've been used to picking up dog poop for like years. That like cleaning up after a baby, I'm just like, it's it's.
And
poop.
it's actually like, you know what? And the babies, because they're so, obviously, they exactly what they're eating. It's not like an adult that eats random and like eats crap all the time. The baby is actually eating like healthy, good food. So it's like I don't know, like healthy poops.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's hard. Like for the most part, the first month, sometimes they're just chill like poops, but then sometimes like there's a blowout, and you're just like you smell it, and then you pick them up, and it's like sometimes it has like come out of the back of the diaper. Like dang it! Now I gotta clean, not just clean him. You gotta clean the diaper, soak it, all that. That's the sucky. Luckily now he's just having good poops, and they're just staying in the diaper. So it's like I'm so happy about that. It's nice. A lot less cleanup.
So have you dressed them up as Pokemon? I know you have.
Not a Pokemon yet. We do have an out.
If you Pokemon yet?
No, we haven't. Not yet. Not yet. We haven't as a Pokemon, but we've done a turtle. If I get here, I'll go find it super quick and I'll share it. It's definitely has my favorites. Let's see. Yeah. How's it feel like, Hector, that I'm a dad? Does it feel your little brother's a dad? Is that weird to think about?
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, it was in the beginning, but it's just because you're always the the little brother, the like you're gonna be the little one. You're always gonna be the little brother in my eyes, and so it's like you're not the mature one out of the two. You're the much more No, I mean you're mature, but you're much more goofier than me. So. But I feel those are good quality traits for a good dad, because it's like you don't want to be like serious all the time.
Yeah,
kids want to have fun.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting. taking care of a baby. You're just kind of like survival mode, and just like you make sure you just gotta keep the baby alive for the most part.
Right. Yeah, I
That's
mean, that could be probably the top one on the list is keep the baby alive,
exactly.
keep
Here,
the baby fed, keep the
here,
baby from not smelling. Oh, that's
here's
so cute.
the turtle. So you dressed him up as a turtle, you know, Raphael. So
Not.
as namesake.
We need to get him a little red bandana, or the
Exactly.
not bandana, a red the red the little Raphael red band. You know what they had back in the day? It was like when they, I think when the new Ninja Turtle movie, when they revised it and it came out really horrible, well, the
Mhm.
CGI came out,
The,
they were selling the DVD with like little masks,
oh
little like
yeah,
Ninja Turtle masks, like reverse, like it was two masks that were reversible. And I remember I got them
yeah.
and my girls like put them on.
Uh-huh.
It was cute. So we gotta
No,
find him a little like a red Raphael mask.
yeah. I feel like definitely have to dress up as Ninja Turtles either this Halloween or next Halloween. We'll
Yeah,
see.
or every Halloween.
That's true. That's true. I need a I need a designated ninja outfit, Ninja Turtle outfit.
They sell the real life action one, like the 1990s one. They sell it, and I forgot
Like
where I saw it, like on I think
oh,
eBay.
the actual
But
costume.
yeah, well, not the actual costume, but I think it's a like a duplicate of it.
Yeah.
But it looked really cool.
Oh my god.
Remember you saw it like in a. Did you ever watch Ted? I think the second one.
Yeah.
There was a guy dressed up in like I think like Michelangelo or Raphael or something
Cool.
in the costume at like a Comic Con or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I'm gonna look that up. That's really cool. Oh man. But yeah, it's been nuts. It's been good. I'm just excited to see him get older and get bigger.
So what's how's the sleep like? How's like? Have you guys got on a sleep pattern? Do you guys need to like? Has it just been like crazy, or do you guys have like a routine? Like, what's the most important thing of actually becoming a new dad? Like, you feel like, did
Yeah.
you read all any of like? Did you read any books or anything? Or are you just winging it?
I mean, read some of the books. Like one of the books, literally like right here, and it's actually a pretty good book. Well, I actually got two. So this one's like we're pregnant, first time dads pregnancy handbook. It was really cool. Like it went. What did it do? It went like week by week. So that was cool to just like literally from the start of like week one, like week two, all the way to like the baby's born, and then after they're born. So that was really cool. And then we have like this little like simplest baby book. Like makes everything very like very simple. Like what to do with poop. All
That's
that
funny.
stuff. And, and it's great. It's as I think as much as you can prepare, right? Like reading stuff, as much as you do that, you are not you're never always like fully 100% prepared. You kind of have to
Right.
like let your I don't know what you call it, your instincts kind of react once you have the baby. And you know all the knowledge, but you got to then like and that's like scary. But yeah.
Speaking of babies, here's one of our fur babies.
No. Well,
Little Kimbo, you want to say hi, Kimbo? Here we go.
but yeah, no, sleep has been pretty good. I think the first couple of weeks were rough, trying to figure out when to sleep and to like. It's scary to have a newborn, and you're like, everyone tells you like sleep when the baby sleeps. I'm like, what do you mean sleep when the baby sleeps? We didn't make sure it's like okay and like okay.
Yeah, I feel like that would make me more nervous. Because it's just like I need to know what's happening. Oh,
Yeah.
how about good girl?
Yeah.
And so it's like even like in a different comparing to like little puppies, because you know puppies are just like after a few weeks they start running and getting into everything, so it's like you worry about like choking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like like when I sleep at night, I'm asleep, but then like I'm hearing things, so just in case. It's like I'm in tune to like certain sounds, like
Yeah.
the choking or walking, the
Yeah.
pitter patter of walking little paws,
Yep.
because then that means that they need to go out before they make a mess, because if not, I'm cleaning it up.
Yep. That's so true. Yeah. There's this little, what's it called? A bassinet. It's called a snoo, and
Uh,
it's a great like thing. Like it's for the first month, and it's basically it's you put the baby in it, and it's a straight jacket that just like you put in it, you put their hands down, and then you like velcro it across the chest, and then you zipper it up, and they can't move. Like
that's hilarious.
they can move, but obviously they can't like go onto their stomach or anything like that. And it rocks. Like you have an app on your phone to like have it rock, and then if he's becoming fussy, it rocks it a little bit more and stuff like that, and it soothes them. And it's like that's probably the best thing. Like a friend of ours let us borrow it,
That's
and like,
funny. Well, at least you know if he can get out of it, he's gonna be a great magician.
oh my gosh, I know, right? But yeah, so it's been good. Sleeping has been good. That's definitely helped. And we've gone like in a good routine of like at least a good 3 hours, 4 hours stretches, and then like
Don't worry,
once.
as you get older, you sleep less.
No, I know, right? I miss my sleep.
Unless if you're a woman, because like it's been proven, like, or I statistics, or forgot, some they did some research on it, but like women actually, they need like, I think 8 hours or more of sleep,
Yeah.
like for like to function, or not to function, but like for their health, their body health, than men
Mhm.
do. I think men can go like, I mean, don't quote me on it, but I think it's like 6 hours. I think 6 hours is enough.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean? I like sleeping like 10 hours sometimes.
I know, Leo, you would sleep forever, but
I miss those days.
all that is gone now.
Yeah, and then now utilizing naps every like 30-minute naps has been very helpful.
Yeah, I'm a napping person. I nap all the time. I'll nap here and then I'm good to go.
Yeah. Oh man. I know, and then I'm like, anytime I'm like feeling sleepy and I'm holding him, I'm like, all right, put you in the bassinet, wrap you up, you're all nice and tight, you're chill, and then I'm like, okay, either I'm like, I'll take a nap when you nap, or like it's been nice. It's
Now, do you think like like can you imagine like how much more difficult it was back then, like when we were babies, for our parents,
yeah,
because they didn't have all the technology and like all the books. Like, nowadays, like the research, there's been a lot of more research done for babies and stuff like that. I feel like
yeah,
they were more
it's
like, it was more winging it. They're like, oh, they seem fine.
yeah, exactly. It's nuts. It's I mean back then, and then it also just makes me think of like single parents, like they don't get any break unless like
Oh no.
a parent or a friend of theirs is helping them out. Like,
Well, even like when we were young, like,
yeah,
or well, before you came into the picture, like, mom, they weren't single parents, but it's like they were both working parents. So it's like,
yeah,
sometimes I would go to work as a baby. I'd go to work with like my parents, it was one or the other,
hmm,
just because, it was just, I don't know if it was like, it's like expensive for the babysitter, or just couldn't find someone to babysit. But
yeah,
it was just like, at least nowadays, it's just like, at least you work remote,
yeah,
and so that helps. A
yeah,
lot more people have that comfort, and at least now it's like acknowledgement that, like, the employee needs time to spend with their babies, because before, I feel like people used to just pop them out and then back to work you go.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts. Shani's almost ready to go back to work, and I'm like, oh, like that sucks.
I think in New Zealand they give you like a year,
That's nice.
like a full year to be at home, like as like maternity leave or something.
I wish that was the thing. I wish that was the thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
That'd be nice. But you know, the US isn't cool with that.
No, no.
Like I'm so skeptical. Like I see commercials of like what is it? The Blue Cross, I guess, over here, and they're like, you know, we're working with the White House to improve healthcare, blah 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 blah. And I'm just skeptical and watching the commercial. I'm like, no, you're not. They're gonna figure out anything. So maybe
I figure it's a lost cause. I mean,
maybe one day.
one day, maybe.
But yeah, it's nice. It's nice being a parent. I feel like we just did our 2 months with him, so he got some like vaccines and stuff. And it's nice going to the doctor and then them telling us like, hey, you guys are doing good. Keep doing like the good work. And I'm like, oh, okay,
Oh, that's good.
good. We're doing a good job. That's nice. It's nice to hear.
Okay.
But yeah.
I feel like that cartoon, what's it called, the Inspector Gadget, except like having the cat.
Yeah.
He always had the cat, but I have the dog of my arm.
Like, oh yeah, Doctor. Well, not Inspector Gadget, but Doctor Evil.
Was it Dr. Evil? Was Inspector Gadget? What was it?
It was both. I think Doctor Evil. Did he have a cat, or was it just like a hairless Chihuahua or something like that?
Yeah, I think you're right. I gotta go back. It's all these 90s cartoons.
Right. Oh my god. Oh well, actually, that's fun. Speaking of cartoons, our topic of this episode, after a little catch up, has to do with parenthood, and
Yes.
like the topic that we thought of is kind of like cartoon dads versus anime dads.
Yeah, like did you ever really like if you actually sit there and think or watch them and you notice like the relationships that the American cartoons dads have compared to the anime, like the family structure is completely, not always, but I would like to say a high percentage of the times it's very like it's completely different. I feel like more towards like back in the day cartoons compared to like nowadays cartoons, because nowadays cartoons, there's still some of the classic ones that is, you know, like, but like the newer ones I think have more of a communicated mixed family values. But like the older cartoons is basically like the American family is, they all like hate each other and they always fight. You know, it's like they love each other deep down, but then they always like just can't stand being around each other, and like they always argue and fight. Like a good example is like The Simpsons. You know, they always make fun of like, you know, always super angry and like Homer's an idiot, and it's like that's supposed to be like your typical male that's like you know, is stupid and
drinking beer,
and he has very like machismo, you know. And then the neighbor, you know, is a quiet religious guys, and you know they have all their family together, but like the other one that like doesn't believe in anything and just, you know, works, likes things, drinks beer. It's like it's watches TV, you know, and then the wife cooks. It's like, and then yells at the kid, gets mad at Bart, chokes him out, you know. And then Lisa's the smart one, and she gets made fun of for being smart. And then like, and then another one is I think a Family Guy.
Family Guy.
I mean, but I feel like Simpsons has been a cartoon that's lasted for a long time. It's funny, But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it was for me. It was funnier when I was younger,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
and nowadays, now I watch it, and some things are funny, and I enjoy it, but I get annoyed. I just get annoyed of like the family and like Homer and like all this stupidness. But I still think it's still funny,
Yeah,
but it's
that's
like it's only for I can only watch it for a certain long like a certain like amount of time. And same with Family Guy. Family Guy, I used to love Family Guy, but I feel like Family Guy is a little bit over the top because I mean like at home like
that's
Peter's always getting in a fight with a chicken, you
yeah.
know, and so but Peter's that the same machismo guy, and then him and
Done.
his
Yeah.
friends, but and his son is like, and I think this case his son's like the idiot and or not smart, but the son isn't smart. I think the son's more like naive than anything,
Yeah. And then
and
Meg, the daughter, is the
then,
one that's getting made fun of.
yeah, she's always made fun of, and but then I feel like sometimes she's the bully.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, but in this show, like the baby's the bully, and then he talks to the dog, so it's a lot more over the top things. But like The Simpsons is more of a, I feel like it's a generalization, and for some reason, it's always telling the future. I don't know
Yeah.
how that comes up.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then like and then if we want to like compare it, right, to like animes. I guess what animes most animes actually depict like the father figure being like sacrificial, like sacrificing their well-being in some sort of way to either like protect their family or protect like I don't know others.
Most animes, especially the ones like when we were younger, and and still now, they all have like a strong family bond,
Yeah,
and like even like strong family togetherness, and so you
yeah.
want to go down? Okay, hold
The,
on.
the trope, usually the trope is, I think sometimes the trope is the mom is gone, he's passed away, and then the father is like the one that like ends up sacrificing himself to make sure his son or daughter's kids are like alive. I think that was like Full Metal Alchemist did something like that, and then what's another one? I guess Attack on Titan does it in some sort of way.
Yeah, yeah.
I think. What else? What other ones? What other?
Well, either even like oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, but like um I feel like everything's like depicted on like the family, or like even like the revenge once the family dies, and it's like vengeance to go
Yeah,
back on the family, or like um one of the new ones that I just saw, what was it called? It was on HBO, and it was only for one season so far. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of it. Oh, I have
yeah,
to think about it. But like his wife and daughter, or his son and wife, like die in front of him, and it's basically he was a samurai or a
yeah.
ninja or assassin, and then he comes back and basically gets vengeance for them and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like I feel like all of them always have, even like your Pokemon one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
don't they always depict, like they're always depicting like very like respect for the family, and like, oh,
yeah.
I don't want to disrespect my dad, or disrespect my mom, and like they'll freak out, they'll do the like anime faces, like, oh, you know.
I think technically in the Pokemon one, you never meet Ash's dad, but his mom is prominent, and he always wants to like he always checks in with his mom. He always makes sure she knows where he is, and at the end of every season, he usually comes back and just like, "Hey, I'm back. How's everything?" And it's always like a good checking in. It's always it's
Yeah,
always respect for the family dynamic.
and I
Which
feel like the American ones is always sort of like, you know and even the show like American Dad, I think I've watched it a couple of times.
yeah,
It's
same.
like, it's very like, I mean, they're the same creators as Family Guy.
It's funny,
So
it's chaotic,
it
and it's just like you're like, okay.
right, and it's like I think it's funny and it's fun to watch that chaos, but
Mhm.
it's I think it's old for me. You know, like there's one show that it's been around for like 15 seasons now, but like Bob's Burgers is a newer cartoon, and I feel like that one climbed up the charts because of how they depict the family. Because it's not like they
They
did a really good job because like they have a strong core family and they all love each other.
mhm.
And like even like Louise, the youngest one, is always she's like there's this one episode where she's like is protecting Gene, which is her big brother from from I think he went to go play with a recorder, and she tells the guy, she's like, "You've seen John Wick?" I was like, "I haven't, but I know what happens, and
I
Gene
saw the
is my puppy."
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So they have like a strong togetherness, and even like the dad never makes fun of the kids. They
No.
sort of like they've done it really well where the kids sort of make fun of themselves or say something really inappropriate, and he's
Mhm.
just like and you know it's like it's wrong, and he's just like don't say that again,
Yeah,
or like maybe don't say that. You
exactly.
know, so it's like, and him and the wife, they never fight, and if they fight, they've had a fight, and I think one fight was funny, and it was like they they butted heads about it like a
Yeah,
baseball game, because
yeah.
Gene was playing baseball and he didn't want to pay, and he thought that Gene was
Oh,
like
yeah,
horrible,
yeah.
and so they like that's the only time I think they actually saw him like fight, but or argue. But other than that, it's like he's always going along with whatever she says, and
Mhm.
he's like, or she'll go along with whatever she says is really over the top. So it's like I feel like they changed the way they view the family. It's still funny. It's still really funny, and it's got funny jokes, especially towards the beginning of the show. Like the
Yeah,
early seasons are
yeah.
really funny, and like they are slightly inappropriate where it goes over the a kid's head. I feel, and so, but like towards the end now, I feel like they went back to like their back to the old school type of jokes, because the newer season is got those type of hinted little funny moments.
Yeah.
But I think they changed the dynamic of the family, which is completely different from because it's Fox as well, but it's completely different than The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what made it climb up to the top, because I feel we're in a different generations. You know, these are just like family type of cartoons that they have. Like, you know, obviously other cartoons, they all had like strong morals and strong views. Like GI Joe. GI Joe's always,
Mhm.
you remember GI Joe saying like
Dope.
always had that little comment at the
Yeah,
end of the cartoon.
yeah,
You know, it's like you know, and now you know, and knowing is half the battle. GI Joe.
yeah. Yep,
You
exactly.
know, and then Care Bears, you know, that they always had like there's always some meaning behind it, you
Yeah.
know.
There's a show called Jackie Chan Adventures, and that was like my like one of the shows on like Saturday morning watches. And
Right.
yeah, it was basically Jackie Chan, his uncle, and then his niece, who's like she's mischievous. She's like Louise, and
Hmm.
the, like everybody tells her, like Jackie will tell her like, "Oh, you stay here. You're not coming on this mission," and she somehow finds a way onto the mission. And
Right.
it's fun, but like at the same time, like he never scolds her. He like wants to her to be safe and protected, but at the same time, like he teaches her like lessons in like life lessons in these missions, and at the same time she's also teaching him. So it's like I'm like that's a perfect watch of like whenever Raphael grows up and he's watching cartoons, I'm like, you are watching this show. It's
Yeah, like you know what, but I don't feel I don't know. It's like I feel like because we were raised with those cartoons, and like that was like part of our watching was like the cartoons and like the Simpsons. Like the
yeah,
Simpsons was the regular like like how they had their Halloween specials, and I think it was like their first type of cartoon that showed some gore and stuff like that, you
true, yeah,
know.
yeah,
But so that made it stand out. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like it sort of raised a certain generation,
yeah,
and that made us like. I thought stuff like that was funny. Like growing
No,
up, like
same.
someone runs into a pole, my first thing would be to laugh, not be like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Yeah.
You
No,
know, it's
Family
like
Guy,
you know,
South Park. Yeah, things are getting hit, and it's funny, and you're
yeah,
supposed.
South Park. I mean, you'd make fun of Cartman for being fat, and I mean, South Park cracked me up the first time it came around, and then like the first like bigger, better, what was it, bigger, better, longer, or whatever it was,
Yeah, the
the first movie,
yeah,
and like with like I think it was like what Saddam Hussein and Satan or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
It was freaking horrible. I mean, the things and like Beavis and Butthead were like making fun and talking shit. That's like a lot of things. I feel like that generation is like those type
Ren
of cartoons.
Ren and Stimpy,
Red and Stimpy, right?
Hank
I mean,
too. King of it.
it's more like obscene. We were raised with more like obscene type of cartoons. I feel like that sort of molded this certain generations and certain have certain ideas compared to like these anime cartoons. That even the animes that were like animes can get really really bloody and really
Yeah,
violent, but I feel that they still had like a core value behind the whole thing. There wasn't just like
yeah. They're
complete like stupid the complete stupidness to
yeah,
it. Where like I feel like watching stupidness is funny, but it's like I can only watch it for so long. I can't like keep on watching it anymore. Like I have Bob's Burgers on rerun or like on autoplay like all the time. But
yeah.
some of their little episodes are very like have a lot of meaning behind it.
Oh yeah,
You know?
especially I think not this 15th season, but the 14th season. Like every episode just felt like had
Yeah, and
some
it's
weight.
like
You're like at the end, you're like, oh damn, I didn't think
and
it
it's
was
like comparing it to
there.
like they get if they're a struggling working family,
Yeah,
so I feel like they go to a lot of people can sympathize with like what they're going through, the hardships, and like
yeah,
and when they come up across some money, it's just like, oh, they get excited, like we're going to be able to pay the month rent, you know and then
yeah,
maybe a little something or a real Christmas, and like with the Simpsons, like Homer gets money and then he blows it off, he blows the 5 grand like on a TV or something,
yeah. Which is just like
and it's like I feel like
it's
it's teaching the wrong values. It's funny,
it's
but
funny. But
it's just I feel like it's showing us it's like the wrong value. Like it's just, like it's more important to have like materialistic things than to have like a steady family, or like like even like Bob will sacrifice him not getting something so the kids can have it, and with Homer will be like, no, you're gonna deal with it, I'm gonna get this.
yeah, no,
Don't worry, you can use it, type of thing.
that's true. It makes me think, especially nowadays, especially when we watch cartoons, is at a set time on the TV, on a channel, on channel 5 or something for me, or on other channels, and like we had to sit down and watch it when we can. And it was at at a set time. Nowadays, like it's weird to think that I can basically cater to cartoons that he's gonna watch. We don't have like cable, so it's like we're gonna watch these
Right.
cartoons, and this is
Yeah,
the
or you can like go
cartoons.
like watch the Looney Tunes, and you can even bring back some of the old cartoons. Like we watched like the old Beetlejuice cartoon. We
Yeah,
found it on, I forgot where we found it, but
yeah. I found
it's like
Jackie's
it's cool.
Adventures on Amazon Prime. Like I've got
Right. And
the seasons. I'm like, yeah, that's
but I
perfect.
feel like now we have a much more variety of like shows and cartoons that you can teach your kids to watch, and like sort of like, I don't want to teach them these type of values on
Yeah,
these cartoons. It's like I'm fine with you watching like violence, but it's like you understand like it's you know it's a cartoon. Like we like violent. We watch Spider-Man. I used to love the Spider-Man, the X-Men cartoons. I
yeah.
mean, yeah, there's violence, but there's always like sort of meaning. Sort of with GI Joe as well.
Hmm.
But I feel the difference is like our generations, or like when the other ones, when they watch cartoons, everybody, the whole world, or the whole people that
We're watching.
let's say US, they're all watching these cartoons at the same time. So we're
Yeah,
all watching the same thing.
We're all watching
at the same
Family
time
Guy.
in the morning during this time frame, different time zones, but still the same time frame.
Yep.
You know, and like nowadays, you don't. It's like you can put stuff on like Blue's Clues or Sesame Street or whatever it is that for your kids to grow up. You can even put things in Spanish or like make them bilingual. You can probably teach your kid like to be like
Bilingual
learn
by
four
showing them shows and
trilingual,
yeah,
quadruple lingual.
true.
Because
That's,
I mean, they supposed to learn languages faster when they're younger.
that's very
So
true. It's
you
so
better start
interesting.
speaking. You guys better start speaking your different languages to the kids, so that way it gets used to it.
No, yeah, exactly. Oh, I know. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. Showing them different cartoons and cartoons that are like just, I don't know. All right, good for him. I think growing up.
I was trying to think what other anime I used to watch. I mean, I can name so many cartoons. I mean, we're gonna have to do our own little video on all the
Our top cartoons, yeah.
80s and 90s cartoons, because there's like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
There was like Rainbow Bright.
Yeah, there's an anime. Well, one anime, right, is a Dragon Ball Z, but everybody will tell you Goku is a horrible father.
Yeah.
So that's not a good example of an anime with the father figure. But I think Naruto. I haven't seen most of it, but I think what I've seen of it, and the dad father figure is a good father figure. I think finding out something like I don't remember. I think he sacrificed himself to like keep the ninja village alive or something like that.
Right.
It's like that's a trope, and it's like, okay, like that's a sacrifice.
But it's like I feel like the writing for animes, the storytelling is so much more than the storytelling for like
richer.
Yeah, so much richer than the storytelling on some like American made like animation.
Yeah.
Feel like American more American made cartoons is more for like a laughter. Like look at like Looney Tunes. I mean, Looney Tunes is just I mean there's plots and stuff, but like it was just a laughter of, and then like violence, like the coyote chasing the roadrunner, and he always failed.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, granted, there was a lesson in there. Obviously, he never stopped trying.
Yeah, never give
up.
And
then that they even with that competition, they always still had like some sort of like I feel like they, after having that long chase and capture attempts, that the roadrunner and the coyote eventually had some sort of like relationship, like some sort of bond.
Yeah,
because I remember back then, like something happened where like the coyote gave up, and he's just like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to chase you. He didn't care. And then the roadrunner kept on being like, no. Like, this is what we do. It's like, you need to chase me. You need to keep on trying. Which, I mean, there's a hidden meaning behind it. You can look into it and be like, that you shouldn't ever, even when you're about to give up, you don't give up. And then they kept on, I don't think he ever catches them.
Yeah.
but it was like they still had meaning, but it had to do more with laughter.
Yeah.
Like that's how they would catch you with like funniness, or like something funny or something stupid, and then they would have to try and work in with meaning. With like, I feel like animes is the storyline is a lot more in depth, more stuff happens, and it's sort of like, I don't know, they draw you in. They do a really good job drawing you in.
The values are like at the forefront in animes.
And the action scenes are always awesome in anime. Even the older animes, the action scenes are really great.
And it's not like watching something dumb and funny isn't a bad thing. Like we want to watch like sometimes an action movie that's just like crazy action. I don't need like a interesting, like complicated story. Just show me like some fun action and I'm happy. Like Transformers, that's just action. Like
it's fun. Yeah, it's just a fun, just because I mean sometimes you don't want to think. You don't want to Like a simple plot, and then just visually entertaining is nice to get your mind out of reality.
Exactly. But I think as a kid is growing up, it's just more beneficial for them to watch watch cartoons that make them think a little more. When they're a little older, then they can watch like stupid stuff.
Like, yeah, because I feel like at a young age is like you don't want to like
you don't want
put that in their head, put those thoughts in their head, because then they'll it's like you don't introduce violence to your kid, because then they make it seem like it's okay to be hitting and destroying things, so it's like they have to. I mean, I don't think they know, they can't separate the difference between reality and what's fake and what's real. If they see on TV, I was like, that might be real.
Exactly. Well, I think we gotta that's gotta be another episode of our list, a top list of definitely shows and animated shows and animes that we would recommend for sure. I mean, Avatar the Last Airbender is gonna be on.
Of course. That one is I think it's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go through my list, but I mean, I used to love Ninja Turtles. I mean, if you think of like the Saturday morning cartoon, there was the Ninja Turtles, and there was Spider-Man, and I think X-Men, Sonic the Hedgehog.
I think Batman.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Batman, the animated series, and then He-Man.
Oh yeah, He-Man. Oh my god, yeah.
There's He-Man, and I mean there was at the time for a time there was Care Bears, and the strawberry. What was it? Strawberry shortcake.
Yeah.
That's on next one. That's a preview for the next one.
Exactly. I can't wait. That's gonna be a fun episode. Well. Anything, Hector? Did you want to say anything?
Yes. Before we cut out. So, if you stuck around, thank you for sticking around. And so our upcoming new podcast that we're about to bring out is basically to try and give out like positive vibes to everyone. And it's sort of like, since we love movies and we love watching like movies and shows so much, that that we're gonna be doing one of our favorite quotes from a movie. So like our first one that we're gonna be doing is like one of the quotes from like The Last Samurai. I love The Last Samurai, such a great movie, and it's so like I've rewatched it so many times. But one of our quotes is the cherry blossom quote that will be our first show, and it's going to be short, so tune in. It's only going to be probably like 8 minutes long. We're just going to go through one of our favorite quotes. There's different types of movies, like there's the Rocky movie and several. We're going to even go down the list some older movies that we thought were good, or even some comical ones that we can sort of incorporate and bring back and send out some good vibes and a little deeper meaning behind it. So hope you guys tune into that. We're excited.
Petey didn't even have a head. Harry.
I don't think we're gonna use that quote though. We're not gonna use that quote.
I'm determined to get a quote from Dumb and Dumber.
There's so many quotes. I feel we can use one. I think
there's just some deeper meaning in a quote there. I got worms. That's what we're gonna call it. I got worms.
No, what was the one where he comes up back on his motorcycle and he's just like, just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber,
yep,
you go and totally redeem yourself.
Yep. That's really good.
He's like, I traded in the shag wagon, $5 up for this little scooter.
Yep. Traded for it straight up.
Oh my god, there's so many. No, I know we'll pull one out. We'll pull one out of the Dumb and Dumber. Even we're gonna do some comical ones, so like some from Ace Ventura, you know.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Well, thank you everybody for watching our episode of the Little Big Bro podcast. Hope you all liked it. Let us know of any cartoons or animes that you like, and basically you like. If they're funny, they just make you laugh, or if you learn any life lessons from them.
Yes,
So
any ones that you learn some life lessons, put them down, because that way we'd like to check them out, and then maybe do a little review on them to follow up on this episode.
Exactly. And yeah, let us know. Let us know what you think, and like and subscribe, do all the fun YouTube things, and yeah, we'll see you on the next.
Thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.